Welcome to the Your Business on Purpose podcast, the ultimate resource for women business owners looking to confidently navigate their entrepreneurial journey while upholding their principles. I'm Dawnette Palmore, your host and fellow entrepreneur. Join me as we immerse ourselves in illuminating conversations with accomplished experts spanning various fields across the business spectrum. Together, we'll unearth strategic insights into seizing opportunities and ensuring that your business is equipped with the essential elements aligned with your purpose and values. Welcome back to Your Business on Purpose podcast, the podcast where we help you build a business that not only makes you money, but actually supports your life. I'm your host, Dawnette Palmore, fractional CFO, money coach, and insurance strategist. Today's conversation is one that so many business owners, especially women, are quietly struggling with. So you can have the vision, you can have the work ethic, you can have even the revenue. But if your mindset isn't aligned, which we've talked a ton on the last over 200 episodes of this podcast, and you don't know how to access the capital that you need to grow, you end up getting stuck in survival mode, undercharging, stuck knowing you're capable of more, but not knowing really how to get there. So today we're talking about what it really takes to shift your mindset and position yourself for growth and how to actually access the money that can take your business to the next level. Let me introduce my guest today, Valerie Rivas. She is the founder and CEO of Evia, a growth partner for business owners who are ready to scale with clarity and intention. With over 20 years of experience supporting entrepreneurs, she has a gift for making strategy and access to capital feel simple, aligned, and empowering. She's known for her authentic, down-to-earth approach and her commitment to helping business owners take their vision and actually turning it into something real. Through her work, she's helping entrepreneurs not just grow, but build businesses that are positioned for long-term success without the overwhelm. Valerie, welcome to the show and thank you so much for being here.
No, absolutely. And thank you, Dawnette, so much for today. It's an honor to have me on your podcast. So I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about what's coming up. I know that you and I both sit on a board for National Association of Women Business Owners. So definitely excited for what you bring to the table, but then also what we can do together for not only locally, but the state and national, right? Because we are a national association.
Yes, I am absolutely excited as well. I'm loving this topic because, as I said, we've talked about mindset a lot. And I think we don't really realize how much our mindset affects everything. And as you say, getting capital, like it's a big thing. So you've probably seen like a lot of women are doing the work, right? They show up, they're doing the things, they're networking, they're doing all these things to build their business, but they feel stuck. From your experience, what do you think is really holding them back?
Well, I think you said it at the beginning, it's the mindset, right? And so I think a lot of us underestimate ourselves and we don't go after what we need to go after. And on a different interview, I actually spoke about some people or a lot of people, including women, we underestimate ourselves. And so we're not ready to get uncomfortable before we get comfortable. And so I feel that if you're in the right mindset, what you want, you write it down, you visualize and actually execute what you're trying to do. I think anybody can pretty much do anything. And I just had this conversation not too long ago with my son. And I think I shared that with you a few weeks ago and he's turned it around amazingly. And so I just wish I could just let everybody know what I've done for my business. I took a leap of faith, leaving Bank of America after being with them over 10 years and then combined with other type of financial institutions. So yes, wanted to really share my story about how I took a leap of faith, just put myself in a mindset, strategize on what I was going to do and when I was going to do them, and everything's coming to place.
Well, let's talk about it. Tell us more about that. We want to know because
how much time do we have? No, I'm just kidding.
This is a real problem. There's many reasons for it, but let's dive into your story and what you did and how you got to where you are today.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So I've been in finance over 20 years, as you mentioned earlier. And in the last 15 years, I was serving entrepreneurs and business owners specifically. So always served them, but just more niche, right? That was my niche, being a business banker. And so what I did there was commercial loans, business credit cards, opening business accounts, and obviously consulting and that comes included with the service. And I don't think a lot of people realize you get consulting for free when you go to the bank, and you have your bankers that consults you along the way. Now, when I was at the bank, I love volunteering, as I'm volunteering my town for the National Association of Women Business Owners and other organizations as well. But I was very limited as far as what I can do for my clients. And so the last 4 years of me being there at Bank of America, I was actually asked and tapped on the shoulder, like, hey, you like to help people volunteer? Looks like you could do some public speaking. We don't know what this role is going to look like, but let's get you in the door. So we started with 6 of us in the country, and we made it the role. And pretty much it was community engagement. And we would also partner up with nonprofits such as NAVO and other big organizations like NAVO. And we would partner up with them to provide financial literacy resources, but also our expertise and one-on-one coaching. And with that came a lot of different connections, came a lot of city officials, state officials, all elected officials. And so we ended up growing the brand in the places that we were, but not only our brand, but also our network. So there were some changes and reconstruction internally at the bank. And so my role was going to change slightly, but it wasn't going in the direction that I wanted it to go, right? Which is the mission of being able to help entrepreneurs and being able to scale them up. And so I started thinking, my ex-husband and I had a marketing company, and my current partner, he has a tech company, and he had been talking about this for quite some time. And I just was very limited at the bank. And so because of that, I ended up taking a leap of faith when the changes came into play. And I started strategizing of what is it that I could do for my clients beyond just commercial lending, beyond just sitting down and offering a checking account and teaching them how to save. And so I started thinking all these different nonprofits that I have relationships with, and different elected officials, and just different partnerships that I build internally. I said, those are all going to come with me. And as I was here trying to navigate whether or not I was going to stay, I made it public. And that's when I realized how strong my network was. And so with that being said, one of my mentors internally at the bank, I don't want to say who that person is, but motivated me. I should have asked if I could or could not, but motivated me that I had everything, the knowledge, the network, and the drive to be able to help entrepreneurs at bigger capacity. And when I say a bigger capacity, being able to help them not only, oh, I can't do your loan because it's only this amount, right? Or I can't help you because I just don't have the capacity because I have to do speaking engagements. And not only that, not have an assistant, not have a team behind me that can actually help me with my knowledge and then finish the work for me, right? So I've enjoyed it so far. It's been amazing. I wish I would have done it sooner. And now I have a team of 6. And yes, so it's been amazing. So when I go on vacation, my assistant take care of things. I have my web developer, and I have my digital marketing director, and I have my partner over that does software development and AI solutions. So it's been great so far. I don't know what other questions you may have for me. I feel like I've been talking a lot.
Tell me this was obviously a mindset shift, right? Because you were already probably telling yourself you can't do this. How are you going to do it? Like where was that mindset shift? Did you bring it into your awareness? Like, tell us a little bit about what happened there.
No, yes, absolutely. So back when I was in the real estate industry back in 2004, I went to a workshop, and it was about mindset. And one of the activities that they made us do was an exercise of us doing something, but then after that, putting our mindset, and we're going to do this at a bigger capacity. And I wish I could just stand up and do this exercise, but I'm not going to do that. But I did in some workshops, and I just did that recently with my son, which I wish I would have showed him earlier. But once we really closed our eyes, visualized that we were going to go to beyond our capacity when we were doing this exercise as we're standing up, and we all in the room went like double or triple the direction that we were supposed to go.
Wow.
And with that, and right now I have goosebumps just thinking about it, because it just reminds me of sometimes like we forget and we have to go back to the basics. And so with that being said, when I was 18 and a half, I ended up buying my first home. I was like, I want to go and buy my first home. I want to do things differently. I don't want to really do the whole like partying and all that. Did I do it? Absolutely. I was young and I still liked it. But at the same time, I knew that I wanted to do something different. I knew that I wanted to get ahead of the game. And did I fail? Absolutely. And it kicked me in the butt, right? But at the same time, I knew that I was young enough to be able to rebuild and do it again. So with that, and one of my mentors just yesterday or a couple days ago, he said, Valerie, it's really all about your mindset. You need to go back to the basics. And it reminded me, we have our days as an entrepreneur. We have a lot of different things that end up happening or kicks you down, or you maybe get a little bit unmotivated, and that's totally normal. But you got to remind yourself of one, where you started, right? Two, where you want to move forward. And for all you ladies out there that you have to shift your mindset on doing what you need to do. Every time we have our good days, our bad days, and as entrepreneurs, you already know that you're going to go through that. So just be in the mindset that you already know that you're going to go through that. But at the same time, you have to remind yourself to go back to the basics. And sometimes you feel down and it's hard to get out of it. And you have your support group that call each other like, hey, I'm just having a really rough day. I just want to talk it out. You must have that support group. You must have those that you trust. And it doesn't have to be for everybody, but just that support group, maybe 2 or 3 friends that you trust of you can tell and confide of your problems of what's going on. Because if you keep it in, that's also not good. It starts eating you inside. But something recent that I did because I was feeling a little down, I lost one of my clients, which obviously that'll always almost happen, right? We're all human. Yeah. And so I sat down and I was like, wow, like this is really going to mess up with my revenue. And you forecast and you plan on having that client. And then you start thinking like, no, I need to go back to the basics. Like, what is it that I need to do? So I ended up finding out like, okay, step back. You've done this before. You've rebuilt before. And one of the things as a banker that I learned is that you can't just have one client. You can't just have 2 big clients. You have to have a lot of different clients, because if that one client leaves or you lose the contract or for whatever reason something happens, what's going to happen to your business? So you got to think about those things. And so it reminded me of putting my banker hat of like, what is it that I'm doing as a business that is not taking me to the next level? Because right now, instead of going forward, I went backwards. So I sat down and I told ChatGPT that I felt like I had not done accomplished enough in life.
That's funny.
And so as you input information into AI, and I feel like AI is also a big concept that we should be everybody should be talking about to be able to help you, your business, and just everything in general, getting consulting pretty much free. And it told me you've accomplished so much, and it listed out a lot of the things that it knew that I accomplished, like the strategy, me leaving my house at 18 and a half, but then I still didn't feel it. And so it told me to do, he's like, and know that you're about to turn 40 soon. Oh my goodness, I just put my age up. Okay, totally fine. But I know I look like 21. I'm kidding.
You do. She does. She looks good. If you guys are listening to this on Spotify, she does truly look 21.
And so it ended up putting, okay, I'm going to have you do an exercise. And I went ahead and moved forward with it. And it said, since you're about to turn 40, I want you to answer questions, 40 different questions of 40 things that you're proud of. And I was like, okay. So I started filling it out. But the way that it asked questions, it wasn't, tell me a day that you won an award. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like, tell me a day that you felt proud because you did XYZ. The questions were more around, tell me a time that you asked for help. Tell me a time that you felt like you weren't going to get out of it. Tell me a time that, so you get the idea of what those questions look like. Okay.
It makes you dive deep.
Yes. And on question number 3, I was bawling. Like I was crying. I was crying because I was like, oh my gosh, there was a time that I didn't have money to feed my child milk. I had to go borrow money from a coworker. And it just made me realize like all of the things that I've actually accomplished. And it brought up things that me rebuilding multiple times, losing everything, being at my lowest. And I cried for 8 hours. And I'm not shy to say this, but I cried for 8 hours and I cried myself to sleep. I woke up and I cried again. And so it ended up writing a letter to my child. So I plan on the trust to leave it behind, and it's pretty much and it's not going to be that, but it gave me the idea of I should let my son know that everything that I did, everything that I built was for him, because a lot of the questions, they all revolved about it was for my son. It was for my son. And it's something else it did is it wrote a letter to my parents, and I actually did have it write it, and I translated in Spanish and I read it to my dad, and my dad was crying and he's like, how come you didn't tell me you needed help? And I was like, well, when I went to you guys didn't really know that it was that big of a problem. And so I figured it out on my own. And I just had myself in a mindset that I am going to go get another job that's going to pay me more money because I couldn't afford myself. And my ex-husband and I were just having issues, and I knew that I had to get out. So again, it goes back to your mindset, what you put your mind to. And I knew that in order for me to be comfortable again, I had to get uncomfortable, moving into like a 1-bedroom apartment and being able to move forward that way and just save after I got that nice job.
That is so amazing, and so encouraging, because we think if we reset or we feel like we're going backwards, it can be discouraging. But it's really like if the foundation was never built solidly, you have to tear the whole house down because you're going to continue to have problems. So that's what you saw. Like, I have to tear this all down and I have to figure it out from the beginning. It's getting back to the basics, as your mentor told you the other day, right? Going back to those basics so that you could build it properly, make sure the structure's set in place so it doesn't fall in and create problems later. So I think we're scared of that because it may look like, oh, we failed or it's not going to work. I tried, but it's really none of those things. It's just that maybe some pieces we put in place weren't solid and we need to go back and fix it. And the only way to fix it is to tear it all apart. It's like, have you ever put IKEA furniture together?
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
yes.
And you did something backwards and you have to undo the whole thing.
I was like, why do I have 5 pieces still in my hand in the box?
It's just like that. And it's really beautiful because it's created a story. You have risen above all the adversity that has tried to take you down. And it's a beautiful story. Your son's going to be better for it. Your parents are going to be better for it. Like, the people that you touch and the lives that you change are going to be better because of what you have gone through. And there's no escaping adversity in this life. That's one thing we have to get out of our mindset, right? That everything's going to always be perfect all the time, and it's not.
Yes. And then also, one of the things that I try to do is like, okay, right now I'm feeling really low because I have been having a bad couple of days. But at the same time, I have to start thinking about it. Like, okay, I'm going to be laughing about this in 6 months. And one of my friends, when I was trying to figure it out as far as if I was going to stay at the bank, leave the bank, he said, but I'm not even worried about you because you're just worrying yourself. You're trying to worry me. He's like, and I already know you're going to figure it out. But my son also told my ex-husband that one day. He's like, what I love about mom is like, she just always figures it out. And I love that at the age that he's at, he's already realized that. And I always tell him, hey, right now we're probably not going to go on vacation. We're not going to be able to do X, Y, and Z. And so I keep that open communication with him, but because I also want him to know that life isn't perfect, right? And so but I'm always like, well, don't even worry about it. Mom's going to figure it out. I always figure it out. And so I think it's stuck with him. And he told his dad that one day, which I found hilarious.
That's great. That is great stuff. So if someone's thinking, okay, this is obviously an issue for everybody, like we have to get a hold of our mindset, what are maybe 1 to 3 things they can do today to really just, one, become aware and then start making that shift?
I definitely want to say journal. That's something that one of my photographers actually, she told me, she's like, if you journal it and you will be more likely, I think she said it's 85% more likely to actually achieve it. And so immediately, and I did this exercise recently with my son, is I want you to tell me three things that you need to do to be the best version of yourself, to be the best version of Matthew. And after I showed him about mindset and also just like how we are, right? Like everything that we feed our mind is just like a plant. If we're feeding it garbage, then we're going to think garbage. He was saying that he was a failure. And I'm like, whoa, where is this all coming from? Like, you can't be talking to yourself like that. Not only you're my son, that you can't be talking to him like that. You're talking to yourself like that. So I would say the first thing is, and stepping back, is write down three things that you want to do better. And those three things, you already know what they are. I asked my son, and he's 15, and he knew exactly what he needed to do. So ask yourself three things of what you need to do better for yourself to be the best version of yourself, because we all have the best version of ourselves. Secondly, I would say journal about it and write down what it is that you want to accomplish, but write it down every day possible. And I know that we're not perfect. We're probably not going to be able to do it. I know that my son's been following this and he's made a major shift. So that would be the second thing. And then the third thing would be have time for yourself in silence. Whether that's praying, meditation, or just silence, period. Walking by yourself, no phone, no distractions. And if you're able to do that 20 to 30 minutes a day, that would help you significantly, because you have time for yourself and actually gather your thoughts and your goals, what you're trying to do, visualize it. And it'll actually, the moment of silence will also give you the power to be able to be the best version of yourself and get there. Wow. So those would be the three things.
That's so powerful. Okay, so if someone's thinking, I need help with capital, I need help with my social media, maybe I need help with my mindset, I need to know what she's got. How do they find you?
So they can either go to www.evia.services, which is my website. That's probably the easiest way to find me. You can go on there and you can book a strategy session. And it's a 45-minute discovery session to see how we might be able to help you, whether it's accessing capital, getting you a business plan, projection so that you can get the access to the capital that you need. Or it could also be you want a website. We just did some websites that are on steroids, which is amazing. It does inventory management for you. It connects with your manufacturing company. And so we just did something like that for a peptide manufacturer, and that's going to help them significantly. But not only that, it has AI agents. And so there's a lot of different things that you may not know that can help make your business easier. And then, of course, digital marketing strategies. And so we're a growth partner to our entrepreneurs and business owners. So we have everything possible for you to be able to grow or even protect you. So even if we don't offer it here, we have a network of trusted partners, which you can find on our website as well, that we trust to be able to refer over to them so that they can help you in the event that you need a business attorney, workers' comp, fractional CFO services, and things like that. So we definitely want to help. And one of the reasons I took a leap of faith is so that I wasn't stopped at just offering a checking account and a business loan. So
that is amazing. This was a wonderful and a powerful conversation. Things that we all need to do. And I was on a webinar yesterday about AI, and something he said that's powerful, because it's a buzzword, but it's real and people are afraid of it. But AI plus humanity equals success. So remember, you got to get on the boat with AI. But
oh, yes, absolutely.
Partnership. It's a partnership. It's not a takeover. So remember that. And I just want to encourage you guys with that. So at the end of the day, this isn't just about growing our business, right? It's about becoming the best version of ourselves that's equipped to handle the growth that we're going through. And it's about shifting how we think, how we lead, and how we make decisions. And it's also about understanding that there are resources available to you. You just need the right strategy and guidance to access them. And if you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed or unsure of how to get to the next level, this episode is a reminder that it's not just about working harder. It's about bringing the right people around you, and it's about getting aligned. So if this episode spoke to you, share it with a fellow entrepreneur. Let's help more women faster so we can all climb to the top together and faster. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Donette, for having me on the show.
This podcast is dedicated to you and all the incredible women out there breaking chains, pushing through, and striving to make it all work. Your support truly means the world to me. Could you do me a favor? Be a gem and leave a review. It will help us reach even more women, making a bigger impact. Your feedback is invaluable, and I would genuinely appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, ensuring you never miss an episode. Until next week, live a purposeful life in both your business and your finances.